Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here again to work on our journal that was inspired by my holiday journal. So I had hoped to come back to the previous video, but to be honest, when I looked it was up to 45 minutes. So I just thought I was better off coming on and doing a whole nother one, because there were quite a few pages still left to do, and I just thought, you know, we wouldn't realistically have time to do them all without it then being an endlessly long video. So we've got this piece that we're going to make a little tag from. So if I just get something to back it with. Now I've got this, which is just an offcut, and as you can see it would make a very, very skinny tag, but that might be quite fun. So I'm just going to cut this down a little bit like that. Okay, so I'm just pulling in pieces from my desk. I am not, or I'm trying not to have to get things out. And as you can see, this has actually got the strip where they get torn out from the 12x12 pads. But again, that's fine. It doesn't bother me that that piece is there. I'm just trying to achieve something that A, will obviously stiffen this up to make it a tag, and B, something plain on the back so that it can be journaled on. So that's fine. The fact that some is white, or you know, some is off white and some is green, that doesn't matter at all. So take this over, get my card like that, spread that. Okay, just pop this down now, make our tag. One, and we'll come down here, just come across at the bottom, and then we'll just go back up this side. And I've just taken it in slightly so that hopefully I'm capturing the glue a little bit more. Not capturing, catching the glue. Sorry about that rustling. That's my carrier bag where I just have all my rubbish in there. Now, I just wondered whether we could have this little postage stamp. It's just a little vintage stamp, but I thought it looked really quite nice on there. Again, we could maybe have... right, hold on. Let's take one of these. Again, these are really handy little pieces. So most of these stamps, I mean, I'm sure that I have actually shown these stamps before. I think most of them are crafty individuals, and one or two are, I think, do crafts. So I'm sure that that's right. So we've got that. Now, do we want to have a little bit of fabric on there as well? Yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? So what I might do is just round my corners of this tag. Like that. And then might actually glue this stamp down, because obviously otherwise it's very flimsy to just be stapled on there. So glue that one down, get our fabric for our tab. Come on. This is fiddly. Okay, like that. I'm just going to pop that on, and I want it just lopsided a little bit to the postage stamp, so it's got a bit of a fun effect going on. Oh, how cute is that? And again, you know, if you don't trust the fabric, just add a little dab of glue, just so that's held in place a bit better. like that. Okay, so that's another little tag. Oh, it's so cute. These images are just adorable, aren't they? I know that I've said it repeatedly throughout this, well, what effectively has turned into a bit of a mini-series, but they just are adorable. I do love kids' book images, I must say. They are just gorgeous. Right, again, just looking through at my funky paper clips here. So I'm just going to pull out a couple that might then go in the journal. So I have got, I think, another yellow one there. Okay. Okie dokie. Right. So I might take the orange paper clip for this one, and then we will just clip this up here, I think. Oh, these are so fiddly. I mean, I'm obviously not got the knack of these at all, but they're fiddly but just look adorable. So, oh, come on. But I'm not sure I would buy them again because I don't think they're the ones for me, to be honest. I seem to struggle to use them. Right. Okay. Got there eventually. So that's that little tag there. And obviously we've just got the paper clip then on the other side. So going through, okay, now we've got this one, which is another blank page. So again, just want to put one or two things on just so it's not blank anymore. Now, you see, these for me are images that if I were to cut these out, I'm not convinced that they would anymore, or that they would resemble what they're supposed to be anymore. This obviously a lettuce or a cabbage or something. If I cut that out, that wouldn't look like anything. And this obviously is a strawberry, but it's quite misshapen. And this, I assume, is an apple. If I cut those out, that would just look like some sort of weird football. Same with that. That would look like just, I have no idea what that would look like. So I may have to just ditch those and not use those at all because, yeah, I don't think that they would then look like anything. Right. Oh, just discovered that laying around, which must have been another one that we folded over and we've not used. Just going to check that I haven't got anything else buried in here that we actually haven't used in the end. So, okay, right. Okay, that one now needs to be binned because, again, the same with this. This kitten, its back is facing. So again, if I were to just tear that around, I don't think that would look like anything. It would just look like a bit of a ball of fuzz. So again, I'm going to get rid of that page and not use that. So we've got this one here. Okay. Again, I'm not that keen on that top image, so I'm going to tear around that and bin the top one, I think. So get rid of that. Tear this one around. Oops. Okay. So actually this tag piece I'm just going to keep to one side for a moment because we might do something else with that in a minute. Just having a look. Right, now on the next page I've got another one of these, so I'm going to actually use this, I think, here instead because I didn't want the two pages next to each other having the same, or images from the same selection of images. That makes sense. So again, I'm just going to take my yellowy orange stamps. I'll just take again this gorgeous ticket. There we go, just cut around that. And again, I'm just going to take my crocodile and take that little tiny hole and just punch where the ticket holes are in the edges, because then it looks like a proper ticket. So that's that. So I might have that one over there, maybe have this actually up high this time. And I might just have a little bit of fabric or something there. So maybe something like that. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? So I'm just going to glue that down. So I might just apply it to the fabric this time. Only because this piece was quite thin, as in narrow, and I didn't want to misjudge and end up gluing the wrong area on the page. So that's that piece. And then we'll just glue the ticket down. Just like that. And I've just poked the ticket under the fabric slightly. That looks nice, doesn't it? And then we're going to just have the little kitten up there. I mean, we could put the kitten maybe on some fabric. Let's just see how he'd look. Obviously I could tear out a bigger piece. I might have to do that. So again, let me just grab the fabric. Okay. And I'm just going to place him on there so as I get roughly the sort of size. Now, I don't want this to be too uniform, so I'm going to tear that down and then hopefully going to, no, I was going to say hopefully going to get it a little bit angled. Didn't the first time, but I did with my scissors. So just going to go around that and just pull out some threads. Oops. There we go. So that just kind of brightens up that corner really. So again, I'm just going to pop that fabric tack. I'll just do it onto the fabric here. Okay. Pop that down. Oops. Close-ish to the top there. Again, just press that down with my wipe. And then I'm just going to stick my kitten on top of the fabric. There we go. And again, I'm just going to press that down with the wipe. And when I say wipes, they are dry. They are wet wipes, but I've left them out to dry. So, you know, I just took a bunch out, a handful, and left them out to dry so that they're nice to use. So that looks gorgeous, doesn't it? And again, you know, I could now, sorry, I'm just fidgeting in my chair so that I'm a bit more comfortable. Just having a look, I just spotted this. Oh, we could have that, that's sweet, isn't it? Let me just check, because I think I've used this somewhere else. I just want to check that I haven't, right, I've used it here. So that's fine. So again, I just use that bit of fabric tack, I think. Okay. Right. Okay, so then we're on the back page, which, you know, I like that. So to me, that's completed. So we go back through to that one that we missed just now, which was this one. So we just want to fill that in now. Again, I've got one of those gorgeous carrots. So I'm just going to actually fussy cut round the carrot as best I can, because it's got these 3 stalky bits, which they're not that easy to cut because obviously they're very, very thin. So they're pretty flimsy, and me being me, I could easily actually end up tearing them off by accident. So I'm really trying to take care not to do that. There we go. Okay, so I might have a little carrot somewhere. Oh, just adorable images, aren't they? And then let's have, do we want something pink on here? Let's just have a look. I mean, really what would probably make sense is orange, but I don't want to have the same. Don't want to have the same quote, but I could just have the word dream, I guess. So let's just take out just that one word. There we go. Oops, just neaten that up because it's a bit skew-iff. Oh, that looks so cute by that carrot, doesn't it? Just sometimes it's the weirdest things just bring so much pleasure, don't they? You know, anyone else who's not into junk journals and crafting and what have you would probably see that and just think that woman is a lunatic, clearly, because she thinks that looks just so lovely. But I genuinely do. That to me just looks so gorgeous. I don't know why, but something about that just makes me smile. Isn't that lovely? I really don't know why. I cannot explain or put into words what about that is so cute to me, but something is. And yeah, I couldn't possibly tell you what, but definitely something about that is very, very, very cute. Right, okay, so do we want any fabric on this page, or are we actually going to have a fabric free page? Okay, so I'm going to cut a piece down then for the other side, for the facing page. We'll get our fix of fabric going over here, I think, instead. Oh, I quite like it like that. I was going to put it on something like this, but actually sometimes you can just get away with the bare minimum, and that just is one of those times, I think. And it just going off at a corner there, it just sort of adds a bit of interest. Perfect. You know, that was just nothing. To decorate that was just nothing, but just makes that so much more pleasing to the eye, doesn't it? Right, I'm loving that carrot, but now I'm thinking maybe that needs something more. So let me just have a quick look and see what else I have. Whether we could have one of those number ones. Let's try one of those. That. Oh no. Oh, sometimes you just got to stop, haven't you? And that definitely is an area for me that needs vast improvement. I definitely do not know when to stop when it comes to crafting. Oh, I quite like it finished off actually with a bit of ribbon going down there, I think. Now the only thing is for me is I'm not over keen on the fact that this gingham ribbon, we've only used it in one other place, and it just happens that it's the previous page, but that's sometimes just how it goes. So again, I'm going to do like one of those scraggedy, very roughly stapled ruffles, she says. Struggling to actually do one at all. Right. Okay. And I'm just going to then, I think, cut it at the, you know, in one of those shapes at the bottom. I don't know what they're called. There probably is an official name for those, but I have no idea what it is. And then I'm just going to stick that on. So again, just going to glue that down like that. Oh, okie dokie. Right. Okay, that just finishes that off perfectly, doesn't it? It looks country kitchen to me, like a kind of day out at the farm, that little section. Just really, really, really nice. Let me check I'm in frame, because sometimes you're filming away and I'm busy rambling away and chatting away, and then it's obviously stopped filming. Right, love how that looks. That just very pleasing to me. So we go back through a little bit more. And did we have one other page that wasn't decorated? Well, maybe we haven't. No, we just have this front piece here. So in the last one, we just stuck this on to some book page to thicken it, and then we're going to tear it round and make a corner pocket or tuck spot, depending on how we want to glue it down. So I'm just tearing around that. Oops. Oh, come on. Super fiddly there. Don't know why. Okay. So, and it's just really nice because it just picks up the green on that page, doesn't it? So I like how that looks. So I might just cut it down slightly here. Okay. Now, just deciding how this edge piece is going to look before I glue this on. So let's just say we want to have a little bit of a ruffle going on, and if we do, then I need to have this moved over quite a bit, so more like that, I think. Or we could just have the fabric just at the top. No. Right, so I'm going to endeavour to staple this down. Now, have I got a long enough piece there? No, I'm going to use this piece because it's longer. That other piece might have been long enough, but it might not, depending on how tightly I ruffle, I suppose. So take that there. Try and get the first staple in quite close to the edge. Okay, next one. Like that. Oops. Come on. Come on. Oops, mucked that one up a little bit. Never mind. Right. Oh. You start out fine and then, or I start out fine and then it gets fiddlier and fiddlier as I work my way along. And then gradually I'm making a hash of it, so. Right, let me turn the book around. So this may go off frame, it may be in frame, I'm not quite sure, but I just need to be able to get to it a different way. Come on. And then the last one. Hopefully the last one anyway. Come on. Come on. Oh, I might need one more here. Right. Okay, so I'm then going to just get rid of that. Now let's hope that I've actually got enough room to glue this in now. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to try and butt this up as close as I can to the fabric. So I'll just get rid of those couple of pieces there because they were going to be in the way and prevent me from getting it very close. So I'm just going to glue it down like this. And then what I might have to do is glue down this edge and make it a top loading pocket. And the reason I say that is because it may get caught when the page closes. So I might just do that now, just because it's a bit easier then. So I'll just take that piece, right, move my fabric back a little bit. Okay. Stick that down. Oh, really, really nice. Yeah, I love that blue with the green. There we go. Right, now I dug out this flower just as I was switching the camera on. I just spotted this in my jar of flowers that holds my iPad in place. And this is one that I sprayed. I couldn't even tell you whether it was blue originally, or I don't even know what colour it was originally, but I'd sprayed it a really long time ago and it just happened to be in my stash, and I thought, oh, that might go really nicely somewhere. Maybe this is where it should go. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see. Right, do we want something blue on the facing page? Let's take one of those wiggly journaling spots. Again, I'm just going to cut that straight in half because already I'm confident that I want to just have that in half. Okay. Cut that round. Okay. So what we could do is have that poking out behind that flower. Now I'm just thinking we need something pink because that pink piggy. So let me just have a quick look here. Oh, we've got these journaling cards as well that we pop in here, can't we? So I'm just thinking, just tie that in a bit better. And do we want to just cover up the staples here with the green fabric? So if I just cut that down. We could have that there at the top. What do you guys think? Do we like how that looks? Do we think that's a bit weird? What do you think? Or do we want it sort of higher up? Just have that there. Do we not really like the flower at all? Oh, I quite like that there actually. What about if we just had this flower just over here somewhere? Oops, just with that in the middle. See, I was trying to cover up the staples. I mean, they don't really worry me, but I realise not everybody wants the staples there. Maybe the flower's wrong. It does go perfectly with that page though, doesn't it? Oh dear, what's going on? Maybe we should have it like that. So let's staple that onto there. Let's glue that fabric down. Like that. Okay. And then we're just going to glue the flower down, I think, like that. Yeah. So I will glue that down using that fabric glue, because obviously it is gluing onto the fabric. So let me just do that. Press that down a bit. Hopefully that's going to be stuck. Okay. Now, I felt a little bit bothered by the fact I didn't have any red ribbon anywhere else in the journal other than those 2 pages right next to each other. So I just wondered whether how this would look if we put some red ribbon on there. It doesn't look great, it's got to be said. Oh well, perhaps we'll just, right, let's just stop mucking about there with that. Let's pop this piece down here. Like that. Actually, still got the red pieces that we stamped, so I'm just wondering, let's just have a look here. So, cut that down. Aren't these tiny tags really sweet? Again, I think they were from the Do Craft set that I've had for absolutely yonks. Perhaps what we could do is just have that like that. Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? So let's just cut that ribbon down. And just pop that on there like that. And again, we'll just use a staple there. Oh, that's so sweet, isn't it? So again, and obviously you could just paperclip this tag anywhere in the book. So I might just have it paperclipped on here, I think. Or you might be able to just tuck it in here, actually. Or let's just do that instead. Okay, so now we just want to do something with the front cover. So again, with my holiday journal, let me pull my one back in. Excuse all the rustling. I just finished it off literally by popping some flowers. Let me just check that this is in frame, because I realised that my journal is quite a bit bigger. Just popping some flowers on here, and then I just stapled some fabric down the edge. So I might try and keep it super simple like that with this one. So again, just take some of that fabric and we could just staple some down the edge. Now I've just noticed I didn't use these. Can you believe it? I didn't use these. Right, so now I'm just wondering whether I might be able to have a little cat. Where on my one we had the flowers down the bottom, I just wondered whether we might be able to have one of these cute kittens. Again, because they're upside down, I've got this strange kind of feeling of how they would actually look then, being torn or cut out. So let's have a look. Let's just try this one. So I'm just going to cut him out. And it may be that he's going to then just look really odd, because where he's upside down, once he's cut out, it might not be so obvious that he was upside down, if that makes sense. And it might just look like, oh, she stuck him upside down. Weird things can happen, I think, when you cut pictures out. They can like lose their what they were originally supposed to be. Can you see? He looks really strange now, and weirdly looks better that way up, as if he's just curled up. Now, why does that happen? I have no idea why that would be the case, but definitely he kind of looks better, doesn't he, that way up. So I might see if we could have him. Now, again, he might just look monstrous compared to this journaling piece. So it's all just trial and error. I'm not saying this is going to look great. I don't know how it's going to look. But if you don't try things out, then you don't know, do you? So it's always worth giving it a try. There we go. And really, what have you got to lose by just trying something? It's just a few minutes out of your time, isn't it? So I just wondered whether, oh, I love that red against that paper. Isn't that nice? We could have him like that, and then we'll have obviously the fabric going down the side. Oh, I love how that looks. I don't know why. And I mean, lots of people would look at that probably and think, oh my gosh, that doesn't go at all. And I know it doesn't go, if you know what I mean, but something about that just does go for me. I don't know why. Now, I'm just wondering, do we want this on some fabric as well? Do you know what? I'm going to staple down the ruffle down the edge, I think, first. Now, I might have to tear some more off the fabric. Okay, so I'm going to just tear from this side. Oh, now I've torn a really narrow piece. Oh, it might be okay. Oh, let's just go for it. This is getting silly now, analysing how wide my ruffle is. Why do we do things like that? Why, oh why? Right, let's staple that. So again, we're just going to staple this piece. Come on. Come on. Okay. Oh, now I've run out of staples. Oh, they've done well, to be fair, because I've done a lot of stapling in this journal. So they have done well, haven't they? Surprised that I haven't needed to fill it up a few times. Right. Oh, that was annoying because I just got that piece of fabric really in a good ruffle position. Okay. Come on. Okay. Okay, nearly done. I'm trying to do this very speedily and not overthink it, because sometimes when you overthink things like a ruffle, it then becomes a bit uniform and looks a bit strange. So sometimes you're just better off going for it. I've just got a staple there that's kind of hanging out, so I'm just going to pull that one out and re-staple that. Oops, come on. I could just feel it sticking up a bit from the back, so that's better. Just check that was the only piece. Yeah, that I think was the only one. Right, so the ruffle is on there, committed to that at least. Now, we were debating, do we have the memories there like that, or do we have it on a piece of fabric, which obviously the fabric would be a square, it wouldn't be a rectangle, you know, I would actually cut a square. Oh, decisions. Right, let's cut a square, because that's the only way I'm going to actually be able to tell properly. So now I need to make sure that I've got enough to be able to close the journal, and I need to be careful because I think I have been cutting this journal in both directions. I'm not sure I have got enough now. I don't think I have. Oh no. Oh, I have. Look. Wow. That was very lucky. Now you may just have to kind of knot that rather than bow it, you know, tighten a bow. Or obviously I could stitch it together on the sewing machine, but I probably wouldn't make a great job of that. So I'm just going to have to do it like that, I think. Right. Enough of that waffling now. So let's just see about cutting a smallish square. Okay. Just tear that down. Oh, I've got threads everywhere. Literally everywhere. Right. Okay. Right. So if that was there, it would be like that. And then the kitten just there like that. Let me look down on it through the lens. So that's it with the fabric. That's it without the fabric. Ooh, I'm a bit torn. I like it with and I like it without. With the fabric. Without the fabric. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Now, whatever I do, the chances are loads of you guys are going to comment below saying, oh, I preferred it how it was. But, you know, there's going to be always some people are going to prefer it one way and some people will prefer it the other way, wouldn't they? So I'm just going to go for it. You know, you just have to kind of think, well, you can't please everyone, can you? And sometimes you just have to go with how you're feeling things at the time. So I'm just going to stick this fabric down. Okay, just pop it about there. Again, just take my wipe to press that down, and hopefully that just stops me getting quite so covered in glue. And then we're just going to stick this piece down. Like that. So again, just get any excess glue that's oozing out at all. And then I'm just going to stick that cute kitten on. Just there. Okay. Okay. Looking cute now. Looking good. So that's that. Press that down. Make sure it's really nicely glued. So all I'm going to do now is go over the entire cover with some Mod Podge, just so it's more durable. And then to me that cover I think is done. I don't feel it needs anything else on there. I think it looks really nice as it is. So hopefully, you know, hopefully most of you think that it looks really nice too. Now I've just got literally 2 more bits of the book page. 2 more bits? I thought I had another one actually. Oh, I probably have. It's probably buried underneath something. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I thought I had another one. So what I might do is just make a couple of tags. Now, which image is nicer? Right, I'm going to go for the mole because I can cut, or I can fold him like that in half. Like that. So I'm just going to move that to one side for a moment. I'm going to glue this down. I'm purely doing this so that I've used up all of the images from the book. I don't want to, you know, have wasted any. So that's all I'm actually doing, is using up any bits that are left remaining from the book that I like. I mean, of course, if I didn't really like them, I wouldn't bother using them. I would just throw them away. But these are quite nice images still, so might as well just make a couple of extra tags, because you can never have too many tags, can you? So I'm just going to cut him down like that. Okay, and then I'm going to use a bit of the red ruffle or the red ribbon on this one, so that I've got a bit more red in here, because that was bothering me that I didn't have red anywhere else. So this way I've killed 2 birds with 1 stone, and I've got the red ribbon in as well. Plus that's actually used this whole reel of ribbon up. Well, not reel, but you know, this whole length of ribbon. It's gone. So it's another thing that's now completely gone from my desk. I mean, not that that was the purpose of this journal, obviously, but it's always quite nice, isn't it? Because sometimes when you do a project, you actually end up with just the teeniest bit. I mean, like, say, this length of ribbon left. And then, because I'm so stingy with my craft things, of course I wouldn't throw that away thinking, oh, it's only a tiny bit. I would just keep it. And so then it would just be there, hanging around in my stash forevermore. And what would be the point, to be honest? So, yeah, it's quite nice to actually use it up and think, oh, it's done now. It's gone. Right, just cutting this piece down. I did wonder whether I'd be able to back it onto here, but it's not quite. Cut it down a bit more. Again, because I'm just trying to go with what's here that I can use. So, oops, picked up the wrong glue. So again, just going to stick that down like that. Oops. And then just going to stick that down on there. Again, take my little card, spread that out. Okay, so again, I'll just cut that down slightly further. I've got to go and do some food shopping in a minute. Oh, that horrible chore again. Okay, right. So that's that one, and again, what I might do, in fact, I might try and use this somewhere. Let's just see. Did I have a red tag? What red would look like? Let's just try this out. And again, you know, this is just trial and error. I know that I say things like that all the time and it's very boring, but I mean, I guess what I'm trying to really emphasize is just do what suits you. There's no rules, there's no right or wrong. It's just experimentation, and to be fair, do what you like to do and do what you like the look of, because, you know, of course we're not all the same, are we? And just because one person doesn't like it, it doesn't mean that you have to not like it, or vice versa. You know, just because you like it, somebody else might not like it. So just do things exactly as you want to do them. Oh, I like it like that. So again, I'm just going to take this ribbon. I mean, obviously I have not managed to use this one up, unfortunately, but never mind. I've got quite a reasonable length of that left at least, so it's not pointless keeping that. So I'll put that away in the drawer. Yep, something's actually made it away into a drawer. And I'm just going to staple those in there. Okay. And then I have just got this little kitten here, which is really cute. I have got these, but as you can see, I've kind of cut through their heads there. And that one's a bit strange. So I'm going to just tear this one out. And I will just see whether we can pop him anywhere else in the whole journal. So let's just have a look. Wonder whether we could incorporate him on here. Tear him out a bit more. What does he look like on there, do you think? I mean, obviously, you know, the tag or the journaling card looks better as it was, I feel, but this does tie it in with the theme of the rest of the journal, doesn't it? Perhaps we should go for that, and perhaps we could put him on some fabric like we did the piece on the front cover. Oh, that just looks odd, very strange. Right, oh, I don't know now. Oh gosh, I'm just going to go for this. I must stop it deliberating and just go for things. Because especially, I mean, I've just been that second sat here saying, oh, you know, personal choice, up to you, no right or wrong, just go for what you think looks cute or nice or what you fancy doing. And then in the next breath, there I am debating whether or not to stick something down. It just sums it up, doesn't it, really? Right, let's just see whether we need anything on there. Like one of these little journaling pieces. So just cut round that. Like that. I would love to see pictures if any of you have made journals similar to this. I mean, I know that I've said before, and thankfully people do seem to be aware of the fact that I am rubbish, absolutely rubbish with Instagram. But I do go on there, and I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to give me notifications or anything, you know, if I've been tagged. So I kind of end up stumbling across things, but eventually I would stumble across it. So if you do make anything like this, I would love, love, love to see how they turn out and your beautiful creations, because, oh, it's just really fun, isn't it? Oh, that looks so much better now, doesn't it? Ties that in perfectly. Yeah, I would love to see your creations of how your, just get a bit more glue there, how your beautiful creations turn out, because, you know, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Is sharing our love of crafting, and it's very exciting to see how the different projects turn out when they're born of the same idea, or they, you know, in the case of say digitals, I mean, it's such fun to see how different people use the same products and come up with such completely different things. So yeah, I would love to see how your projects come out. So if you've made one, you know, then if you've got Instagram, I would love to see it. If you haven't, then but you would like me, you know, you would like to be able to show me, then you can always email me at my shop. Again, I'm a little bit behind on my emails. Ever since my holiday, I'm struggling to catch up a little bit. I'm not moaning, you know, please don't think that I'm moaning, because I'm really not. You know, it's just amazing. The support that I'm getting at the moment is just incredible. But I'm just explaining that I will definitely see things, but it may just take me slightly longer than it maybe has in the past. Yeah, anyway, so I would love to see any creations and things. So if you wanted to share them, that would be fantastic. Right, I'm just fiddling around whilst I'm yakking on here, and I just wondered whether I could just pop something down just there that would then bring this into the journal more, because that one now looks properly integrated into the journal, and I'm just not convinced that this one does. So that's all I'm doing, is just fiddling around, seeing whether I can somehow better bring this into the other pieces inside the journal. So, and I've not sadly got any pieces really left of the book, as you could see. I just found one of those other pieces, but it didn't really look right. So again, I've just cut out one of these little tickets, just again make those little notches in the oh, would you believe it? Let me get my little pokey tool and get that out. Right, yeah, just wanted to put something on there to tie it in. So again, I'm just going to use the fabric glue here. Oops. Okay, pop that down. And then stick the ticket down. Just like that. To me, that just brings it slightly more together with the rest of the journal, whereas otherwise they looked very much out of place, I felt, with what else was going on in here. So for me, that just ties it in much better. I wouldn't mind covering up that butterfly, but I don't know whether I could. Let's just see. No, that's going to look strange. Right, just going to go for it. I'm just going to leave it as it is, I think. So, oops, at least now when it's tucked in, it looks vaguely like it goes. So that's it, I think. So all I'm actually going to do now is Mod Podge all completely front and back of the cover. And then that's complete. So obviously I will do a complete flip through and show you the journal completely finished. So I hope that you've enjoyed this little mini series, and yeah, I would really love to see any creations that you've made. So thanks ever so much for joining me, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks then, bye.